Good morning. This is Emme, the host of Moments of Mindfulness podcast and TV show, as well as founder and owner of the Magical Mystic Divinity Academy, Legacy Builders Academy, and in Boston Entertainment, as well as Dimensions Lounge. So, with all that being said, you guys know that I have a lot of experience in business, and those are not the only businesses I've ever had, nor are they the only businesses that I'm involved with running. And so a lot of people also know the magical mystic, of course, that I'm into magic. And so often I get questions about magic and money and where they intersect. And so someone asked me a brilliant question this weekend, and I decided I was going to make a video. So we just came off of a graduation. I accept students, I teach them magic and mysticism and how to tap into their own power so that they are able to do what most people pay me to do for themselves. That's the biggest thing, right? Being able to tap into your own autonomy. And so somebody asked me a question this weekend that I feel like need to be shared. And that is, how can energy work impact your money situation when you are deep in debt and in a desperate situation? So I have to take a breath on that one, right? Because I've actually gotten this question a lot over the years as I've mentored students. By the way, this was the 6th or 7th graduation, if I'm not mistaken. And so, because we had a little break for COVID during that time when COVID was here. But we've had 8 total graduating classes, which, by the way, yay, pat on my back. And we've had some brilliant people come through the apprenticeship. But there are times when we find ourselves in desperate situations. The light bill needs to be paid today. The car note has to be paid today. The insurance has to happen tomorrow. You know what I mean? And so how is burning this candle and saying these affirmations and all this stuff going to impact my immediate situation? Now, I'm going to keep it real with you, okay? If you need money today to pay for your whatever, light bill, rent, utilities, anything, you need to borrow that. Okay, that don't mean you don't start your magic right now, but the issue with a lot of people's understanding with magic and energy work is that they think of it like TV, that I can get the wand, and I got wands. I got a lot of wands. Okay, beautiful wands. I love them. I utilize them, but I can't wave them at something and make it disappear or appear. I can't wave my magic wand around and materialize money. However, I can wave my magic wand around and materialize money. And here's the difference, right? So there are times when the moment that you apply any kind of magical pressure, you get an immediate response. That's not typical, okay? That is typically after a person has put in quite a lot of practice or put in quite a lot of work, and all they need is a boost. So this is even. They're already at even. And so when they apply extra energy, it gives them the edge, right? Most of us, especially if we're in dire situations, this is even and this is us. We got to do a whole lot more than apply a candle, an affirmation, a mantra, 2 weeks of candles, 2 weeks of affirmations, 2 weeks of mantras, right? And I'm using 2 weeks as an example. The reality is, loves, that magic is a lifestyle. I don't promote it any other way. I don't promote it as, let's just see what's going to happen. We're going to try one time, get through this, and then leave it alone. For me, I lived the majority of my life not even believing in it. I'm just telling you the truth. Even though I have I have a heritage of it. I didn't even acknowledge that. It was old wives' tales. It was this, it was that, some bullshit I wasn't interested in. I didn't consider my family the smartest family in the world when it came to decision making. So I elevated intelligence, logic over what a lot of people call magic. And I struggled throughout my life. When I began to apply magic, I gave myself a period to study, apply, and see what happened. I wasn't expecting it to happen in one day. I wasn't expecting it to happen in 1 week or 1 month. I wasn't sure I expected it to happen at all, if I'm being honest, right? Because I didn't know. I had no I had no point of reference. My grandmother had passed. My mom had passed. So there was no point of reference. It was just me saying, I'm going to honor what I'm feeling, and I'm going to honor some of these things that I'm studying and learning because it feels right. It resonates with my soul, and we'll see. Now, I want to put something in perspective because a lot of people who follow me now follow me because they see the trappings of success. They see the cars and the homes and the businesses and all these accolades that's adding up, and they hear my name all over the world. And I mean, literally all over the world. And so they follow me for that reason. The ones who followed me at first followed me because I was just talking about some very interesting ideas, and I was really excited to try it and to give it to other people. And they kind of got caught up in the excitement of Magick, right? And so being where I am now, the problem can be that people come in wanting to immediately get to where I am, and I didn't even get there immediately, okay? So when I came home May of 2016, and I started, and it was no later than June, the second week of June, that I had decided that I was going full force with Magick. And so when I started to do that, June of 2016, I didn't know where to start. So I didn't start with candle work. I started with just acknowledging my ancestors. I started with grounding. I started with meditation. I started with mantras. I started with sitting and listening, trying to be attuned to the universe. Then from there, I added on candle work. And then from there, I added on tree magic and deepened my understanding of what grounding is. And then from there, I began with petitions and that kind of thing. And I built my first altar. I mean, I say built. Okay, I don't want to get you in a place. It was this much space on my dresser. You know what I'm saying? And I made that little space. Couldn't even give it my whole dresser. I made that little space my little sacred space because that's all the space I had. I was living with someone else. And so, you know, everything was in one room, but I was determined to try it. Now, in August of that same year, I had gotten into Bob Proctor, by the way, and I was listening to Devouring Everything This Man Said. And so there was a challenge he gave back in like that June, July about getting rid of stuff. Now, I had just gotten out of prison. I didn't have a whole lot of stuff to give away, but I had a whole lot of things that didn't fit anymore. I knew I wouldn't wear anymore, that kind of thing. I went through my closet, dug all that stuff out, suited up all the things that could be given away and dropped it at the Goodwill, threw away all the stuff that needed to be thrown away. And I had very few clothes. I probably had maybe 10, 12 outfits left. And so August that year, one of the superintendents of the apartment complex hit me up and said, we're cleaning out this place. There's all kind of things. There's purses, there's shoes, there's clothes, there's just all kind of, and a lot of this stuff is expensive. Some of this stuff still got tags on it. Are you interested in looking? Now, to put that in perspective, there's hundreds of women in this apartment complex. Why he chose me and he came straight to me. That is magic. I want you to understand that. That is magic. That is abundance work. That is money work, so to speak. And all of it works kind of the same. So I'm over here burning my candles, and I'm doing my affirmations, and I'm doing that whole thing now. And I'm obeying the guidance that I'm getting from people who say they know, because how do you know if you don't ever do any of the things that the people that mentor you and teach you tell you, right? So I'm getting rid of all this stuff, and then all of a sudden here comes this influx of stuff. And it's all kind of stuff that I had never thought about buying myself and all of that. So my closet ended up twice as full as it was before I gave away the stuff. I marked that down as, okay, Bob Proctor said this, and just within the same time frame he said it would happen, it happened. Okay, let me move on further and get into some things. I was listening to a Sharon Star Goddess, and I was listening to different ones, and I was watching Jasmine Adden with her candle work and preparation and all of that. And I'm just applying. I'm applying and I'm listening. And somewhere along the line, something happened, and this became my lifestyle, and I fell in love with it, and I didn't even realize it had happened. By December of that year, I was making, now originally my intention was if I could just make $5,000 a month, I would be really excited. That was on my petition. It was on my little altar space, okay, which by December had taken over the whole dresser, top of the dresser. It was fine. I wanted it to. But there were several things. It was a BMW, this, that, and the third. I mean, I'm like, okay, he said, let yourself imagine. These are the things I want to do. And so by December of that year, I had already made it to about $10,000 a month. Don't quite know how, but people were booking me and booking me and booking me and booking me to the degree where I was getting challenged to go up on my prices because I was just being overbooked. And so going into 2017, those bookings turned into, will you teach me? Me teach you. I'm still discovering so much myself and I'm learning, I'm growing, but there was this excitement that people wanted. So now I'm doing an apprenticeship with 5 people who want me to teach them. Who knows if it's going to grow? Who knows what's going to happen, right? I'm charging what, $2,500, $5,000, whatever. It's just small amount, whatever, you know. And I'm thinking to myself, this is crazy. But now I got people who are paying me to do this with me, right? Because I'm still in that excitement. I'm just, oh, you know. And in 2018, in September, I discovered I was a millionaire. From January of 2018 to September 30th of 2018, I had made $1 million. I wasn't sitting around counting it. I was busy living this. So when people ask me about Magick and immediate need, Magick is for everything at all times for all people. Okay, it really is. But if you're asking me, can I guarantee that if you buy a fast money candle and you light it and you buy the fast money oil and you put it in your tub, that when you get out that tub, somebody's going to call you and say, hey, I'm going to go and pay your light bill so it don't get cut off? I can't guarantee you that. Because all of us start from even at different places. You know what I'm saying? All of us are in different places. The closer you are to even or anywhere above, the faster Magick is going to work for you. If you're way down here, you got a lot of work to do. I started way down here. I was a former Christian. Well, I was a Christian. I was a preacher. I had a prison sentence under my belt. You know, I was out of that abusive relationship, living with my son. I'm like way down here. So even with that, there were places where I could see my magic working, because the way energy works is that you begin to release this different frequency than the one you currently been releasing. You just begin to release it. And then that frequency will, in its echo, bring to itself things that are compatible, not necessarily the same, but that too, but things that are compatible with that frequency. So you start releasing this frequency of abundance. I'm going to live free. I'm going to live financially well. I'm going to live opulent or luxurious. I'm going to live, boss the fuck up. That was mine, right? And then all of a sudden, these things start coming into your life. But they start to come the moment that you change your frequency. Meaning you're doing all these affirmations and these mantras, you're thinking different, you're doing the Sophia frequencies and you're doing your meditations and you're listening and you're changing your frequency. You're listening. You have a mentor. You're doing the studies. You're in this shit, right? So it's coming right then. But then you also got real life. You ain't got a job. So it can't come through your boss. It has to come a different way. So now you're out doing all this stuff and you're applying for jobs and you're asking for the best possible one. And that's what you'll get, the best possible job. That don't mean that's where you stop. Eventually, you're going to have your own business probably. Or you'll have this or you'll have that. Or hell, you might hit the lottery. But for right now, the increase comes as a job, a good one. One that's great for who you are and gives you time to keep on growing. You got real life. You know what I'm saying? You got 4 kids. You got your mom and your dad you're trying to help. You got your sister who has become codependent. You got your brother. You got all these different things, all these different concerns. And so all of this new frequency, the things that's coming from that new frequency that you're releasing to match you, right, has to get through all of the bullshit of your life. That's why if you really want to change your life financially, shadow work is not an option. You must do it. You must see, why is these struggles always present? That comes from who you are. that comes from how you believe, what you think. Why is this the reality of my life? Because that means that these things and I vibe compatibly. It don't mean we vibe the same, right? It means that these things are compatible with my frequency. So if I don't like the things, I got to shift the frequency. And that is where shadow work comes from. Shadow work ain't all just healing. It is learning to identify where you vibrate and lift that up, raise the bar. Mastery is learning how to dial your frequency whenever you get ready. And that's what the apprenticeship is about. Mastery. Everybody that's taken an apprenticeship has not honored the lesson. As you know, that's any school, but I'm glad to say that over all these years, I have turned out some of the most dynamic, powerful individuals. I have had a lot of people take this apprenticeship and go on to become millionaires, not just one or two. Okay. I have had people who have just taken classes and gotten readings and worked with me privately to go on become a millionaire. And they didn't even know that they could make 100,000 a year, let alone $1 million a year. So it works, but this ain't hocus pocus, my loves. Magic is just what you should add to your life because you want a good ass life. It's good for your body. It's good for your soul. It's good for your money. It's great for your relationships. Magic just works. And it's never too late to add it. It's never too late to add it. You can add magic to your life today and get evicted tomorrow. Yes, that can happen. And all the people who tell you that can't happen, tell them to, y'all know what I would normally say. Okay. Yes, it can happen because you added magic a little too late to catch this situation. There are more pressing things within you. So yeah, you added magic to your life and now you got to go home and stay with your mom, stay with your dad, go roommate with your sister for a little while. But you keep your magic. And what would have taken you without your magic 3 years to get back on your feet, with your magic, it takes 8 months or a year. See, that's the difference. The reality is how we vibe matters. Many of you know this. You don't realize that this is magic because people try to make you believe that magic is something different, right? But the truth is, you've been in rooms where you didn't like the vibration or the frequency. You had moments driving down the street where something hits your energy a certain way and you slow down or you turn off or you do this and later on discover that that's exactly what you were supposed to do. Energy is real. And so if it's real, then it's real. And if it's real and it has real impact upon our lives, learning to wield it wisely that's just common sense. Magic is just common sense. And we use the word magic, we use the word energy work, we use the word mysticism, but you could just call it plain, straight ass intellect, okay? It's just smart, wise, and intellectual to be on top of your energy or your frequency. So yes, it can save you in a dire situation right now. But what I want you guys to understand is you don't ever have to face another dire situation where you need something to go right now, because magic can save you from the brink or the precipice of despair and destruction. It can. It can keep you from teetering on the edge. Or when you find yourself teetering on the edge, it can let you enjoy the view knowing you ain't falling. You're not going anywhere. You're not going to lose anything. If you have been magical and you're losing things, then that's a whole separate conversation that we ain't going to have in this one to make the video too long, okay? But if you're just starting into magic, yes, you have all the potentiality in the world to do a spell and then not fix your immediate situation. And that has nothing to do with whether the tools work, rather magic works, blah, blah, blah. I am a multimillionaire magician, okay? Practitioner, teacher, trainer. I made my money before I started really training a lot of people. Trust me, I did not become a millionaire off 5 fucking students. Please understand. I became a millionaire off of continual, consecutive, every day giving myself to my energy work. and letting that guide my hand. Show me how to move. Show me where to make my next best steps, what to do next. I want for everyone to experience what it's like to live in your own power. I can't really describe it in any kind of way that even almost remotely even captures a fraction of how good it is. Will it make your life perfect and easy? No. It will make your life easier and it will make you better. Okay? You still got to navigate the 3D in this human body, having this human experience. You still got to co-create and deal with everybody else. But it's so much easier to do with Magick. Okay? Guys, go by magicalmystic.com, MAGICKAL, mystic.com for your candles, your oils, your fragrances, your butters, your baths, your shirts, your books. And to book services with me. Or if you want to take some classes or sign up for the apprenticeship, go to divinityacademy.com. Actually, you can sign up for the apprenticeship from either website, and that's divinityacademy.com. Follow me on TikTok at Magical Mystic or on Instagram, same thing. Talk to you soon.